Our next story is about a winery in Quincy that was recently remodeled and expanded. Reporter Jeff Chu met with the owner and has the story.
Quincy-raised Megan Couture is a small but glowing example of Washington's robust wine industry. She started her winery, Errant Cellars, about 2 years ago in a 288-square-foot space in Quincy. Today, Couture's Errant Cellars can be found inside a 3,200-square-foot warehouse she, with the help of family and friends, remodeled. The winery recently opened at 15 B Street Southeast in Quincy. Her start in the wine industry can be traced back a few years to Pete Beaumont, founder of Beaumont Cellars in Quincy.
And after a couple of years working with Pete, he said, hey, why don't you make a barrel? And the barrel turned into a winery.
Couture recalled how it all began.
I started going to the Grape, which was a wine bar here in town. It was owned by my friend Ron Stadig, who passed away a couple of years ago. And through Ron, I met Pete Beaumont of Beaumont Cellars. And Pete was just starting out, and I had a lot of free time because I was here. And so I said, hey, I'd love to learn if you need a hand. And he did. So I started working with Pete. And I worked for them for, well, up until a little bit here and there still.
For the past 2.5 years, Couture has had a full-time day job at the office of Blake All Packing, a potato packing plant nearby. Couture says that makes things pretty challenging during potato harvest, much of which coincides with grape crushing for her next vintage.
It gets a little bit nuts because we're in harvest there and I'm crazy busy here, and so it gets a little bit busy, but so far it's worked.
She buys much of her grapes from Columbia Basin vineyards.
I buy them from a variety of sources. Right now I'm pretty well set. I buy them from Sunnyside and Mattawa, down by the Horsehaven Hills. Last year I got some from Chelan. I didn't this year for no particular reason. I found other sources from this area, the Ancient Lakes, and then out on the Royal Slope.
Megan Couture is the sole employee at the winery with a little help from her retired father, John Couture, her mother, Linda, and friends.
It's all me. I'm the owner, the winemaker, the cellar assistant, the bookkeeper, the sales manager, but I have a great family and a lot of wonderful friends that are, here with me late at night during crush.
The winery's production has gone from 32 cases 2 years ago to 200 in 2014. Her passion for the winery is constant, and Couture says she plans to keep it running as long as she can.
Making wine is such a fun mix of art and science, and I love that about it because those are both passions of mine, always have been, and so I get a little bit of both, and it's never boring. There's always, owning a winery, there's always something to do.
See Errant Cellars' website at errantcellars.com. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back.